Hello, everyone. This is Patricia. Very nice to have you here today. And Patricia was working with us for 6 months. So we obviously have so much to talk about, but we will try to go straight to the point what was the most helpful. And from our point of view, we're extremely proud of Patricia because she did a proper inner deep work. She got to know what really meditation is, what yoga is, what breath work is, how it feels to do things like vision board and manifestation. And we're really proud of her. Besides focusing on a physical aspect of wellness, she really dived deep into the inner side and into the mental health. So, Patricia, if you can just introduce yourself and tell a little bit of the history where you've been before you started coaching with us.
Sure. So I'm Patricia. And before I started this, I had just finished my graduate's program, and that had kind of been the center of my world for a really long time. And I think in that time, I kind of forgot about my mental health, my physical health, and putting myself first. And when I found Vida and Scott, or when they found me, however it happened, I was at a point where I think I was kind of like enough is enough, and I knew that I needed help. And I think that's the biggest part, is that I had to kind of get over my pride and being ashamed to admit that I needed help, doing this. And and so now I'm at the end of this health journey, and it's been a long journey, but a really good one.
Yes, I agree. Would you say you change your mind about, that asking help is actually strength instead of weakness? Would you believe that's changed?
Oh, 100%, like 100%. I think we all kind of know it, that it's okay to ask for help, but for some reason, whether it's, society or our own pride, and we kind of get stuck. And I think I'm much more willing to ask for help now, because I know that in the end, not only does it give other people an example of, how it's okay, but it also, in the end, it helps you out way more than, you know,
So
trying to do it on your own.
absolutely. And Patricia, so you obviously mentioned that when you started, you didn't prioritize yourself and your physical and mental health was not that great. How would you describe how you felt in your body and in your mind at that time?
The way I like to kind of explain it is, I felt really lost. Like, I didn't feel like I there was a moment where I remember looking in the mirror and thinking, and not just at my body, but like looking into my own eyes, and not really recognizing myself,
Yeah.
um because I wasn't doing the things that I loved, and I felt that I wasn't. Yeah, I felt kind of foggy and detached, and it was really weird, really interesting.
Okay, and how you feel now after 6 months on working on yourself?
I feel, and I feel like I've told you guys this before, but I feel like um, I'm a more myself than I ever knew that I could be. And um, I feel like I'm at the point where I thought that I could be one way, and I'm better than the version that I thought I was going to be. So I think it's amazing.
It's unbelievable. And I think it's so important thing you mentioned that sometimes what we think what we are or who we are or where we want to get or what we want to achieve actually is way less what we actually can achieve and what we actually can become because we operate from that self-limiting belief system and that moment when you rediscover your true self, your true identity, you realize that your goals and aspirations were actually limited because you had limited beliefs. And through the journey, when you start loving yourself again, you realize how much more you're capable of, and your dreams just like become so much bigger. Is that true?
Mhm. Yeah, and I feel like they're not confined. Like I feel like before it was like, oh, I'm just gonna lose this amount of weight and that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
And after kind of going through this journey, like the goals that I had changed and they became I feel like they became more meaningful to be. I mean, they became more meaningful to me, and I think that made me want to achieve them more. And I also realized like the goals never end, and that's the thing is that it's not, oh, this one thing and then that's it. It's
So
like
true.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about that sustainability and lifelong results, right?
Mhm,
And not even results, lifelong journey. We want wellness to be sustainable and to become a lifestyle, not to be like, oh, this program, bound, or like one outcome bound. It's like
mhm,
we want it to be for life. We want to have a craving of taking care of ourselves. So,
mhm.
Patricia, what would you say was the most helpful in the program which helped you to rediscover your true self?
I would say the meditation was because yeah, I would say the meditation probably number one, and then the structure, I think overall. And understanding that it's not bad to be in a routine, that it actually is really, really helpful for your mind and for your overall life to keep that routine. Um,
So
so I think
true. Yes, because I think a lot of times people think that, oh, I need to be in a flow and I just feel out. Then I feel like I'm like working out, like then I feel like I want to meditate. And that's, I think it becomes a little bit of an excuse of never really doing it. So I think people need to understand that a routine or discipline is actually really powerful thing, and actually a very mindful practice, because you take the time and effort and energy to prioritize yourself and to prioritize the plan you set for yourself. And once you
yeah.
have structure, just much easier to follow. So another question, Patricia, is we started with our initial program, which was 3 months, and you, even in those first 3 months, you really had huge transformation, both physical and mental. We love that mindset shift you had, and you really transformed so much as a person. And the most exciting thing that even you have those results after 3 months, you actually wanted to continue the coaching. Can you explain like why it's not, oh, 3 months I'm done, like why you wanted to work longer?
Yeah, I think well, in that time too, I think I really enjoyed the program. Like I think I enjoyed the result. Like I was really proud of myself for how far I already had come, and I feel like at that point I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to end because I knew that there was more growth that I could make being a part of the program, and it didn't disappoint. I definitely made a lot more growth in the next 3 months too, and I feel like it was at the start where I had been kind of on a break, and so it was a little bit easier to kind of stick to that routine. And then I had, other obligations, work started, and I had to try to figure out, I needed that support to kind of figure out how I can fit this new lifestyle into my life that I had before kind of. So,
Yes, I think, yeah, your situation was very interesting, because first 3 months, because we were in that lockdown situation and you had
mhm,
that extra time to work on yourself, which is brilliant. But like you said, one thing is to work on yourself and you have that extra time and you have that thirst, drive, and motivation, and it's different step.
mhm,
Then we have to incorporate wellness into life, the all the other things we have going on, like family, work, coming back to strict work schedule, how to make that sustainable. And I think you did a super great choice of deciding to continue the journey at that time, and
mhm.
really find how more you can grow, how you can make it actually sustainable. So it was really beautiful to witness your journey, and I just really so proud of people like you, Patricia, who don't see that, I did this, I achieved ABC, I'm done. You actually thought, wow, if I could achieve that, imagine what else I can achieve in another 3 months, then I work on myself even more and have that support and have that structure. So that's really nice to see. So Patricia, what would you say to someone who is probably sitting on the fence and thinking about online coaching and maybe a bit not sure of, how it works or what should they do? What would you tell that person?
Yeah, I feel like I had all the thoughts that you're saying I had in the beginning of like being kind of unsure. You're kind of like, well, I don't know these people and how are they going to help me, if they're and you're skeptical because you don't, and I feel like I would tell that person who's thinking about it, if even if you're not 100% sure that it's the program's so worth it, and I feel like if you have that drive or even just that thought of I want to help myself, or I want to be a better version of myself, or I want to grow, I'm ready for growth, to take that leap and give it a try, because I think that I was extremely surprised at what came out of this. um and I feel like, I mean, I feel like everybody else would too, to be honest. I feel like it's
Yeah.
really worth it.
Thanks for sharing, Patricia. So nice to see that, you openly share that obviously you were skeptical, like you said, some two strangers coaching me overseas, how it's gonna work, is it worth my time, is it worth my investment? But it
Mhm.
obviously does work and it works so well. You wanted to continue that journey and you
Mhm.
did, and that's why you achieved those results. So what kind of surprised you the most? Because I think people are really curious to hear, like, in all this time, anything specific from a program or from us, what was most surprising which really worked for you?
I think there's a lot of things that surprised me. Um, but I think in general, I feel like I guess like kind of friendship that we were able to make, I think that that was really not something that was even on my radar of what would happen. And I feel like I was able to put myself in really vulnerable situations with you guys, and you made me feel so comfortable. And yeah, and I don't think that is something that is easily done it's not done very often. And I think to be able to do that, when we're like miles and miles away, it's really beautiful, and I think it's really special.
Patricia, I so appreciate these words because we truly mean it when we work with people. We always say that our main goal is to make people feel comfortable to share everything and anything what they're going through. And we always say that online coaching is so much more personal compared, for example, to personal training, which we did for years in gyms. Because if you're in the gym, you do that 1 hour, focusing on the workout, and kind of that's it. You can have a chat a little bit about other aspects of wellness, but not that deep. And the think that you are not physically there with a person with online coaching, you really want to know what they're going through, how their lifestyle looks like, what relationships they are involved in. And because of that reason, you get to know your clients so well and so on like deep level. And obviously that helps us to coach you in the best possible way because we know what you're going through. So yeah,
Mhm.
really nice to hear that something what was really surprising, what came out of it was a friendship. And we feel the same. We really feel like we do become family. And, not without reason, with our client only group, we call it Conscious with Coaches Family, because we feel like, we want to grow all together and continue this journey to be sustainable. So even when the coaching finishes, it's not the end. You are in the community where we provide yogas, group coaching calls, cooking shows, which you can
Mhm.
use even after the program for life. And I think that community feel and that friendship feel is so important. So
Yeah.
Patricia, thank you so much for sharing. We're very, very proud of you and your journey and your transformation. And I think you are very open and transparent. And if anyone wants to reach out and ask some questions, I
Yeah.
think they can do that, right?
Yeah, I'm open to making new friends. So
Amazing, amazing, Patricia. Thank you so much, and
yep.
we'll speak very soon. Bye.
Bye.